My name is Brian Robinson, and my wife is Vicky, we've been in St Nic for about 4.5 years.
My name's Sam Follett. I'm a student at the University of Nottingham studying physics.
I'm Ruth Parks. I've been at St Nic now for about 5 years.
My name's Roy McLaughlin. I've been at St Nic since 1982.
I work for Age UK in Nottingham as part of a small team running a befriending service for older people. The aims of the service is to provide practical and emotional support for lonely and isolated people. We take referrals from healthcare professionals, from the police, from neighbours, from family, and sometimes from the older person themselves. Then I go and visit the older person to have a chat and find out whether they would like the service. If they would, then we match them up with a trained volunteer from Age UK, often somebody who lives in their community and someone who can visit them perhaps once a week at their own home.
Personally, I've been drawn into the public places where people tend to congregate. And the marketplace is one such place. There are people there who have no knowledge of the Bible, they've got no church background, they have no sense or understanding of the gospel of Jesus. And I think the Apostle Paul would say, here is a wide open door for the gospel.
I think everything that is man-made has got that mix of good and evil running through it, because human beings have got that strain running through them. And therefore throughout the city there are things to celebrate and there are things that we need to come against. And that's not just true of Christians. I think kind of everybody thinks that. So not everybody's like Woody Allen, who's completely an urban person, loves the city and says that fresh air makes him nauseous. But we are people who are liberated by a lot of things in the city. We have great technology, the economy of the city is often vibrant, but when it goes wrong it affects so many people. But also there can be corruption, there can be decay, poverty, and everything in the city is on a big scale. And I think that what we need to do as Christians, we need to be involved in the city, but we need to realise that we are urban people. We have a certain mindset as people in the city. We're not people who live in villages, we don't live in the countryside. We affect the city, but the city shapes us.
I'm very interested in the way that, that young people have been brought up in the world and the way that our culture seems to give so many ideas of how young people should be, how young people should be living, how they should look, how they should speak, how they should act. And so my real concern is actually that there are young people growing up with expectations on them that aren't actually expectations that Jesus has for them.
My prayer for the city is that God will inspire his people to bring his love into the lives of the vulnerable older people in Nottingham.
And my prayer is there will be a growing awareness that we have a mission on our doorstep, as it were. And that there will be a fresh outpouring of God's Holy Spirit upon the church, drawing Christians together from different traditions, different backgrounds, but are all committed to word and spirit. And that together we will give a united witness and a visible demonstration of the gospel of Jesus Christ.
My prayer for the city is that Christians would engage with the city, but we would also engage in our own minds with the way that the urban has actually affected the way we are as Christians.
My prayer really for this city is that here in Nottingham churches can draw alongside with one another, can draw alongside young people and show them what Jesus really wants for them, who Jesus made them to be, and help them to find their identity in him, rather than worrying about how they should be looking or talking or being.